Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. I would like to explain about criteria of good instrument validity and reliability. The member of Group 7 are Abdullah Sahal, Yenis, Qoriatul, Fauzi, and Norika Aspriyanti. Validity of research is an extent at which requirements of scientific research methods have been followed during the process of generating research findings. Validity explains how will the collected data cover the actual area of investigation. In quantitative research, validity is the extent to which any measuring instrument measures what it is intended to measure. Internal validity indicates whether the results of the study are legitimate because the way the group were selected, data were recorded, or analysis were performed. External validity shows whether the results given by the study are transferable to other groups of interest. A researcher can increase external validity by achieving representation of the population through strategies such as random selection. Using heterogeneous group, using non-reactive measure, and using pre-description to allow for study replication or replicate study across different population settings, etc. Types of validity. The first, content validity. It is the extent to which the question of the instrument and the scores from this question represent all possible questions that could be asked about the content or skill. The second, face validity. Face validity refers to researchers' subjective assessment of the presentation and relevance of the measuring instrument as to whether the item in the instrument appear to be relevant, reasonable, unambiguous, and clear. The third, contract validity. Contract validity refers to how will you translate or transform a concept, idea, or behavior that is a contract into a functional and operational reality, the operationalization. And the last criterion validity. Criterion validity is an alternative perspective that emphasizes the conceptual meaning or interpretation of test scores.
The next is about the threats to internal validity. Internal validity threats are experimental procedures, treatments, or experience of the participants that threaten the researcher's ability to draw correct inferences from the data about the population in an experiment. There are types of threats to internal validity. First, history or intervening events. The threat of history or intervening events applies to all time series studies. The second is maturation or secular change or trends in time series designs. Besides the intervention due to the program under study, X outputs or outcomes Y may be systematically affected by long-term underlying trends that which can also be characterized as maturation or secular change. The third is testing. Testing refers to instances in which the method of measuring the outcome Y can affect what is observed. And the fourth is instrumentation. In TS or CS, change in the celebration of the measurements procedure or instruments that may partly or entirely cause the outcome Y to change rather than the treatment X. And the next is regression. Participants with extreme scores are selected for the experiment. And the next is selection. Participants can be selected who have certain characteristics that predispose them to have certain outcomes. And the seventh is mortality. Participants drop out during an experiment due to many possible reasons. And the eighth, diffusion of treatment. Participants in the control and experimental groups communicate with each other. This communication can influence how both groups score on the outcomes. The ninth is compensatory or resentful demoralization. The benefits of an experiment may be unique or resented when only the experimental group receives the treatment. And the last is compensatory rivalry. Participants in the control group feel that they are being valued as compared to the experimental group because they do not experience the treatment. The traits external validity. External validity traits arise when experimenters draw incorrect inferences from the sample data to other persons, other settings, and past or future situations. There are three types of traits to external validity. The first is interaction of selection and treatment. Because of the narrow characteristics of participants in the experiment, the researcher cannot generalize to individuals who do not have the characteristics of participants. The second is interaction of setting and treatment. Because of the characteristics of the setting of participants in an experiment, a researcher cannot generalize to individuals in other settings. The third is interaction of history and treatment. Because results of an experiment are time-bound, a researcher cannot generalize the result to past or future situations. The ways to minimize validity. There are three ways to minimize validity. First, normality. Scores in each population are normally distributed. And second, homogeneity of variance. The variances of the distributions from each population are equal. And the third, independence of observations. Observations are all independent of one another.
This is chapter reliability. In quantitative research, reliability refers to the consistent stability and repeatability of result. That is, the result of a researcher is considered reliable if consistent results have been obtained in identical situations but different circumstances. But in qualitative research, it is referred to as when a research approach is consistent across different research and different projects. And then reliability is mainly divided into two types, as stability and internal consistent reliability. One, stability is defined as the ability of a measure to remain the same over time despite uncontrolled testing conditions or respondents themselves. And two, internal consistent reliability is a measure of reliability used to evaluate the degree to which different test items that probe the same construct produce similar results. And then type of reliability. One, test-retest reliability. And two, parallel form reliability. And three, iterator reliability. And fourth, spilled half reliability. The first, the test-retest reliability indicates so-called variation that occurs from testing season to testing season as a result of error of measurement. And second, it is a measure of reliability obtained by administering different versions of an assessment tool to the same group of individuals. The third, it is the extent to which the way information is being collected in a consistent manner. And fourth, it measures the degree of internal consistency by check one half of the result of a set of scale item against the other half. And then finally, thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.